If you are looking for a job in 2024, I want to know your opinion of Indeed.com. This is the start of a series where I'm going to do an in-depth review of every job site out there that people are currently using to try to get roles and get hired. So to start off with, I'll tell you that I've personally used Indeed as both an employee looking for a job and an employer to review resumes and hire people. Now, Indeed, for anybody that hasn't been on it before, is the current biggest job website in America. It has part-time jobs, full-time jobs, in-person, hybrid, and remote jobs. It's the biggest job board out there. It holds the current position that used to be held by Monster.com, and before that, Career Builder. Now, being the biggest job site in the country has its positives and its negatives. The positive of Indeed is that it's the most well-known, so most employers are advertising there. The negative part is it's also the most well-known, so it's saturated by people spraying and praying their resumes everywhere, just trying to get any job they can right now because it's a really tough job market that's an employer job market. So how do you use this to your advantage? Well, to start off with, you're going to need to make an account. And when you make an account, you're going to set it up with your regular email. It'll get verified, and then you'll have an Indeed account. Now, Indeed has two options for resumes. One is that you can fill out your employment history within the site and your skills within the site. I'm going to advise you absolutely not to do that. I used to do that before I got on the employer side of this, and how it often comes across to an employer is a giant block of text. And believe me, I don't want to try to decipher something without paragraphs. So the second option is simply to attach your current resume. Go with that option. Trust me. Save your resume in PDF and attach it in Indeed. Once you have your account set up and your resume attached, Indeed has two ways to apply to jobs. There's the regular way where you're going to go on and you're going to fill out the information for any job that they have listed there. But you're also going to be able to do what's called quick apply. Now, quick apply has the advantage that it's just a couple of clicks to apply. And when you click apply, if the employer has it set up so that they'd like to receive a cover letter with it, you should also put a sample, no more than a paragraph and a half, little formatted cover letter in there for the job site. So that way, at least you're meeting that requirement if they're asking for one. So it doesn't need to be super long. And you can go on ChatGPT or Microsoft Word and make a quick cover letter. Easy, guys. So once you have your cover letter saved in there, you have your resume saved in there, you can start to quick apply for the jobs that have the little quick apply button. Now, this quick apply is great because it's just a minute or two to apply for each job. But that means that they're also spam applied by everybody just throwing their resume out there. So there'll be a ton of these jobs that people just put their resume to and don't even really look at them. Makes it a lot harder for employers to have to dig through all those resumes to be able to find the right people for the role. So if you're going out and setting up your Indeed and then you're starting to apply for jobs, do the quick applies that actually fit you, whatever your experience or your field is, because you can get those out of the way quickly when you start your day if you're applying. Then if you're going to do the regular apply, you can take more time to do those. Now, what are you doing when you search with Indeed for jobs? Well, the first thing that you guys really want to think about is Indeed has a lot of filters, and you might not want to use them all, because in some states, like in California, the employer is required to list the pay band for the job. So if you go into Indeed's filters, and let's say you want to make $90,000, you're going to have to select $90,000 as the minimum in there. And that'll exclude pay ranges that might be 70 to 110. Now, they might fall in that, but some employers aren't even going to be listing that. So, well, you can first go through your quick applies, then you can set your filters for the optimal job that you want. Then you want to go and remove some of the filters, especially on pay, because some employers just aren't listing that, or the pay band might not fall exactly where you're within. Okay, so now we're going through and applying for jobs. What jobs do we apply for? Now, what I will tell you is that with Indeed, you don't want to apply for anything that's more than 30 days old, really a week or two. Because if an employer is really serious about hiring someone, like for me, I'm going to get somebody within a week or two. It's going to be quick. Like I'm going to open my Indeed ad for a certain number of days. I'm going to pull it down, get 4 or 5 good candidates, call them, do a quick phone screen. The ones that I like, I'm going to set up for interviews, no more than the top 2 or 3 candidates. Done. And any employer that's actually serious about getting somebody isn't going to mess around more than that. So when you do this, if you think that an employer is going to be calling for something that's been 30, 60, 90 days, they're really not. And a lot of times we'll also have an ad, we'll take it down and we'll relist it, everyone. So you don't want to be applying for these old roles. And I'll tell you now from an employer side what Indeed looks like. And that is that we get a certain number of roles every month that we can post for free. And then we get a certain number of roles that we have requisitions for, meaning that the more money we put towards our account per month, the higher our roles are going to be when you open it and you search marketing representative. And if you're searching for marketing representative, then whichever company paid the most is going to be at the top of that list for that job. And so employers will want to pay more. But really, you're only getting so many slots a month that you're going to be paying into. So if you guys see an ad and it's up for 3 or 4 weeks and you think, well, why is it even up for 3 or 4 weeks? Because let's say they pay for 20 ad spots a month. Well, there's no reason to take down ones that are sitting there, because other ones, the ones that you really need are the ones that you're still actively recruiting for. The queue's just building for those other ones in the background. That's why I tell you guys, when you start to search for roles that have been open for a week or 2 first, then go to a month max. When you run out of those, at that point, I jump to another site, start looking for other job sites and applying to them. And I'll be going over a whole bunch in this series. But I hope that kind of gives you a look. Indeed is a good job site, but it's also very saturated, everybody. And you can use it and be successful with it, but it's not the only game out there. And if you're not finding what you're looking for, don't be afraid to go outside of that. There's a lot of other free job sites too, if you just want free ones. So I hope this helped all you guys. If you have any questions on Indeed, put them in the area below, and I will try to answer them the best I can. And I'll make a whole series of these, hopefully to help you guys. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of remote sites too, in depth, and hopefully that gives everybody a couple different looks at ways that they can apply for jobs, so we can get as many people hired in 2024 as possible. I'll see you guys in the next one.